Welcome back. Today I want to kind of talk about frame. You can also framework, and it's some thoughts I have, um, some things I have thought about frame and how it actually more universally evolves around everything we do, and you kind of have to kind of need a frame in place to basically just do things like as a human being. But it not only for us as human beings, but in everything. So the frame gives you so a frame it gives you the or it makes you able to do things, but also think in a certain way and make decisions. And without the frame, you wouldn't be able to do anything because you don't know what you want to do. So so I will get back to it. But you see frame like in certain ways, like we have frame in our society with all the laws and everything that people have to follow, and you kind of can lay out and see what people are doing. Like everyone is waking up more or less on the same time throughout the week. You can kind of more predict it and what people go. People go to work, buy groceries, get home, and go to bed. And we all like are working from the same frame together. That we all have to work, earn money, spend and stay in, and do that out from the same rule book. But another thing is also like just with ourselves that we ourselves operate from a frame, which is more like our beliefs that creates our values, and our values create or it shapes our moral, which then lead to like our behaviors, the way we think, and the way we make decisions. So if you don't have that, and I actually watch or listen to a podcast with John Peterson where he's actually saying like when you have rules, you also can make a decision about what you want to do. So if we play chess and there is no rules to the game, like you can do whatever you want. Like what do you want to do? You can do everything. That no rules doesn't matter. What's the first thing you want to do? And in this conversation here, like he asked he was on Joe Rogan podcast, and you had Joe was just in there, don't know what to do, and that was kind of exactly his point. That if you don't have any rules, any morals on how to behave, then you can't really make a decision to do things. You actually end up doing nothing, even though you can do everything. So that kind of leads to that. It kind of leads to a way where you kind of have to. So you kind of need the rules to make a decision, um, and have kind of your behavior. So in chess, like you have the rules that the queen can go in all directions all the way. You have some only can go vertical or hunted. Some can go across. You have the horse that can go two forward and go one to either left or right. And in that way, you kind of you can make a decision of which brick you have to move around. And it's kind of come to the same thing as the frame. Like if you have a belief that creates your values, that then creates your moral, your rules for yourself on how to behave and make decisions and think, then you're actually able to make decisions when they come out. You can work, you have a frame you're working within that actually makes you able to behave in a certain way, make decisions, and so on and so forth. But you also see that in companies and projects, like if you working within a frame and understand like how is the frame built, then you can work from it. You also know like if someone messes up, that you can go back to the frame, and then you just work on the frame because it's the frame that allows this certain behavior from people. So if someone messes up and don't align with the frame, there's something wrong in the frame that actually allowed the person to take such behavior or makes such a decision. So you can always kind of start going just back into it and just work on it, and you keep just working on it, and then you get this very strong, very strong frame that's got extremely good values and morals, which lead you to a better can lead you to a better way of living, but it also just sets you up better because you're working from a specific frame that is universal in everything. And it's kind of when you understand that, like you can start working into other things. So it's kind of like a system. Everything there is a system in everything. Even the nature. The nature works from a frame too. Is have always over time have selected. It always over time selected different species or others, different genes or other genes, and it's kind of what we are saying that in nature is the strongest that survives, and that's kind of the frame that the nature is operating from. That the species that is the strongest and can adapt the quickest and fastest will end up surviving. And in that frame, you have throughout time today the strongest and the most adaptive species you can find so far. And if you kind of think about it, like your body, like how much can actually wipe you out? Like a lot of things can wipe us out. We're not good at fighting with a tiger. Like if a bear comes, like a wolf comes, like we fucked. We can't do anything against it. Like if we are in the water, like a wave can swoop us and slam us down underneath, take and slam us into the sand and everything. A shark can come and bite us, and we can like do shit about it. But what we like as humans have done over time is just that we can adapt like insane, and we just keep going and adapt. And if you just look at the last 30 years, like how things technology, techno, technology, technology, techno, in, how things in technology have just exploded. Like we constantly just adapting and try to solve problems to all these new things that comes up and can threaten us. We try always to find solutions to adapt to it. So the kind of So to keep it all back, like, it's about finding, understand like what frame you're working from, which is based on the belief system, which create then your values, which then create a moral you have that kind of express the behaviors, the decision, and the way you're thinking, which is kind of everything we work from. Because we can't live without rules. We need things to live, rules to live by. Otherwise, we can't make any decisions, and that's kind of the thing behind here, the principle of frame. And it's it is important, like, to know what is your frame that you're working from, because when you know that, you can adjust it to set it up to reach your goals. So that was everything I had for you today, and that was my thoughts so far around the frame. Um, if you like this type of video, like, please hit the like button. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and remember also to subscribe. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.